That's life.
That's life.
Your life.
That's what all the people say.
My life.
You're riding high and April. Shut down
All life.
But
You know it's that time. It's Eric A. Cinotti's time to speak to you. Looking good, right? Bet you wish you were sitting here with me. Nice drink. Nice cigar. No one's stomping on this train. All right, bring it down. So, I'm coming to you today from an undisclosed location on the beach. I don't know. Producers thought it'd be a good idea, and it was a nice day. Let's hit the beach. I apologize if the sound quality's a little off, but the surf is moving pretty rough. But anyway, our numbers are doing great. I want to thank you guys. I really do. I want to thank you. We got great numbers. People are really paying attention, and it's making me happy. Let's adjust this here. You guys don't mind if I moved out a little bit, do you? All right. My production team said yes, but I don't really care. I would have done it anyway. Hope you don't mind the smoke. It's a good, fine cigar. So these aren't sunglasses. I'm not a jerk. Here's my sunglasses. They're just my regular glasses. They tint. I have to say that because, believe it or not, I swear to God, somebody told a sloppy suit sometime that I went into a place and I was wearing glasses on purpose to disguise who I was. You can't make this shit up. That's why we're here on the show. I gotta tell you that because you can't make it up. It's happened to you, I'm sure. You all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, here we are from the beach. We talked about the Constitution. We're always going to talk about the Constitution. Today's a little more ad lib. You know what pisses me off? And it pisses you off too. People that abuse their power. Specifically people that hold elected office or appointed government office. That abuse their power. And the ones that even piss me off more, well, they all piss me off equally. But how about the ones that do it under the guise of their volunteering in a position, and then they use that volunteer title to milk the system and take advantage of everybody else. And then they get an award at the end of the year as Volunteer of the Year or some shit. You and I had to pay them or kiss their ass all year. I figured we'd talk a little bit about that. How about, I said in a previous episode about, when we were talking about the branches of government, I mentioned we have Republicans and Democrats. We have, oh yes, I got a better drink. We have Republicrats. That's a Republican and really a Democrat, you don't know. Or another word, a rhino. You don't know what they are. How about these guys and gals, but mostly guys, that have a family member and they hold position in one place as a Republican and the other family member holds the same position or similar like position in a different party office? How about that? Who are they really representing? Who? Themselves, maybe, right? How about people that get run for office continuously over and over again unopposed? Really? Unopposed? Have you ever went on a job interview and nobody else showed up for an interview? No one else put an application in? I know that hasn't happened to me. Maybe once in a while. I knew somebody. I don't know. Maybe. I might know a guy. You know a guy? Anyway. But for real. There's a job available. Let's just say you go on Indeed job application website. It tells you 595 people applied for that one job. That's a regular person. Why is it that you're a public servant? The key here is servant. Servant. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. You fat, happy son of a bitch living off the taxpayer. taking money from the till, living in a house that the regular people can't afford to have, driving a car that the government owns, using their gas. That's you. The rest of the people apply for a job and they have to interview and get the job, and they compete. Competition. That's what America's about, right? Healthy competition. Our political system, we are a democratic republic. We are a democratic republic. That means the people who are citizens of this country vote for our elected officials. They work for us. They do. Did you know you could fire them when they're in office? I bet you didn't know that. It's called a recall election. If you want to organize one in your community, email me. I'll give you all the paperwork, tell you how to do it, and I'll get you manpower to show up in your community to help you do it. That's Cinotti's promise to you. I will get you people to do it. Maybe I'll personally come too and help lead the march. It's called a recall election. If you recall, I believe his name was Governor Gray Davis from California. They recalled him. That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor. It happens. That's when you fire an official. Don't let them get fat and happy in their office. Don't let them run every 4 years or 2 years or whatever without somebody running against them. They have no reason to do anything good for you or anybody else if they have nobody to answer to. If there's nobody there asking them the hard questions. If there's nobody like me standing in front of them asking them the real question. Why is it so-and-so that you allocated these public dollars from this appendix line B to this thing for this program? That program didn't do shit. How many programs we know didn't do anything? How much COVID money got shit and pissed away? Right? I got a friend of mine, a real good friend, owns an auto business. Struggling from COVID. He didn't get any PPP free shit, but other people did. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. It happens. Maybe he just didn't know the right person in this particular community. I don't know. It's supposed to be a democratic free republic. Anyway, why is that? Let's talk about Republicans and Democrats, okay? There's nothing to hide here. I've been a lifelong Republican since being a baby. It really is true. I really am. I'm loyal to a fault. I'm loyal in every way, and everybody knows this. And this is unequivocal, undeniable, irreversible. Not open for discussion. No negotiations available on that. It's not happening. When you're my friend, you're my family, you're somebody important to me, somebody I do business with, somebody I do anything with, I don't talk behind your back and I don't set you up. I say that because what I'm about to tell you sounds slightly contradictory. I'm extremely loyal to the Republican Party. I don't ever mess with the other side. However, I don't agree with everything that they do. I don't agree with all their stances. Over the years, their stances have changed, and we'll discuss this as time goes on, but their stances have changed. What I have done, I've never voted for a Democrat. This I can say on the record. But what I will do is there are Republicans, even very recently, that I'll write in my name when I'm not running for office, just so I don't vote for that jerk. Or I'll write in somebody else's name. I don't give up my right to vote because people wore the uniform and died, shed blood for a flag in this country for us to vote. So I'm not wasting my vote. And I'm also loyal to the Republican Party. That's my values, my core, my ethos. Look that word up, because a lot of people around here don't know what ethos are. My credo. I have a credo and ethos. I follow them. I'm loyal to the Republicans. I will not stab them in the back. But I will not vote for certain people because I believe they're a rhino or a Republican or they're just a piece of shit in my book, and everybody knows they are. Or they used to be something else and they flip parties. Apparently, where I am most recently, that happens a lot. If you want to win, you just change parties. Not on my book, but in there. What a nice smoke. I might as well put it out there. Maybe I'll get a free cigar. Monte Cristo. Nice smoke, Monte Cristo. If you're out there, you're my smoke of choice. Wouldn't mind a free box of cigars. You know what I mean? I'm not even asking for a promo here, or even just a box of cigars. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy them. Monte Cristo, everybody. You want a nice one? I get a Connecticut wrap, because nobody wants to get cigar drunk. You want to have a nice something. You don't inhale. All right? We're not children. We have some class. I got couth. There's a word for you. Ask some of these people in office if they know what the word couth means. I have couth in class. I enjoyed it just to have it. Monte Cristo, remember me. So anyway, doing good today, you think? Good. Gotta ask the people with me here if I'm a jerk or not. If I'm a jerk, I just got told there's a piece of tobacco on my face. Excuse me for that. A little cracked at the end here, so it's getting stuck to my lip. But anyway, Republicans, Democrats. Why? I mean, I don't know. I've been loyal. I've always been. And I continue to, will be. I have no intentions of switching parties. But I don't have to vote for every schmo that's running for office. I think you really need to take a good, long look at your candidates, people. Take a good, long look. It's very scary when somebody runs for office, especially a decent-sized office, and they have nobody running against them. This is the United States. You ever hear of checks and balances? Checks and balances. You need somebody else in that race. Even if they're gonna lose, you need them in the race to keep the other guy or gal honest. So somebody asked the hard questions. Somebody's got to ask them where they got their campaign money from. Someone's got to ask them, what are you going to do if this happens when you're in office? Somebody's got to ask. Someone's got to ask, what's your opinion on abortion? Don't snake around the question. Have a set of cojones and answer it. All right? If you on the death penalty, gay marriage, be you. All right? What's the name of the show? My Life. Your life. Our life. The community. Be you. Just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you're going to alienate an entire group of people. They may actually respect you more because you said, hey, I don't agree with gay marriage. But it doesn't mean I don't like you as a person. Let's just make up a name. Joe, Ken, whatever. I still like you as a friend. I just have a problem personally or spiritually with that. Or abortion. I personally wouldn't abort my child. But I'm not going to look down on somebody else that was in a situation that was their option. I definitely am not going to inflict myself into their life and tell them what they should do. The government should stay the fuck out of your life. They should be there as a safety net and to keep law and order. Law and order, and let the people run the country. I don't need the government in my bedroom telling me what things I can and cannot do. I don't need them in my bathroom. I don't need them on my computer. All right? Now, that obviously doesn't count if you're a terrorist. But other than that, who cares? If you're not exploiting people and hurting anybody, leave them alone. But see, the problem is with government, they don't really have that much to do. So they need to find shit to do. And generally what they do is they look for somebody with the biggest mouth, generally like me, somebody who looks good when they go out, has some class, has some couth, dresses well, drives a decent car, makes some money, has an education, and they target that guy. Why? Because they'll find something to mess with him or her about. It's the way it is. Because they have nothing else to do. Having worked in the government for years, I can tell you, I used to sit at my desk for hours on end with nothing to do. I laugh about it. I could tell stories, but I don't want to, because I don't want to put other people that are still in these positions, whatever. I'm just saying that I honestly maybe would work no more than 15 minutes an entire 8-hour day. Many times. That's because there was nothing to do. Not because I was hiding from work. There wasn't anything to do. Things were running. I could be a schmuck and go out and F with people, but I didn't. It's not what I did. I chose not to do that. That's not who I am. Got thrown. Whatever happened to the cop on duty at night going to sleep in the car? Right? Didn't he just go to bed? He got in the car after midnight, because most people aren't out. He paid attention from 1 to 2 when bars got out in his town. And then he went to bed. He had the radio on, and if something happened, he responded. Now, if he didn't respond, then he's a fool. But realistically, he doesn't need to be pulling every car over on the highway. There he is looking for some shit to do. I don't believe in quotas. I don't believe in quotas. You don't need to write a ticket book in a certain period of time. That doesn't mean you're doing a good job. It means you're intentionally targeting and fucking with good people that probably didn't do anything wrong. Because the guy that knows what he's doing, you're not gonna see him or find him. Or you're already tailing him and running warrants on him, and they already know. So they know where you are. It's generally some poor schmuck who's working a shit hour in the middle of the night on his second job to feed his wife and kids, coming home from work, speeding home to shower to go to his next job, and you pull him over and give him a ticket. Do you feel like a man because of that? I remember they used to go to bed. I mean, now, on the flip side, to defend the other guys, stay off your phone and quit filming these guys. Let them do their job. Now, when they're breaking the law and they're beating somebody up, then yes, then you need to do something about it. But don't film it. If the guy, whatever it was, I forgot, but the guy kneeled on him and killed him, I would not be there filming that guy with his knee on the guy on the ground. Whatever your name is, sir, who's passed on, and I'm sorry for the family, I don't remember the name. I just have a blank, but I know the story. I know that they kneeled on your family member's neck, and other officers stood there, and your family member died. He even peed on the ground when he died. It's a tragedy. It's disgusting. I would not have filmed it. Personally, I would have punched that shit face and knocked him the fuck out. That's what I would have done. And you know what? Lock me up for an assault. Your son and your family member would be alive today. That's what I would have done. I told my wife that. Did I not? I told my mother I would have done. I wouldn't have stood there with my phone filming your family member die. I wouldn't have done it. I would have done something. I would have done something. Because it's my community too. Our life, our community. I'm invested in our people, our community. He had no right to do that to him. He had no right. And actually, I know the backstory. They worked together at a club, and they had some beef, apparently. So he abused his power. Which goes back to where we were starting. He abused his power. There was no need for that. And the other officers that stood there, complete pieces of shit. They all need to go. Goodbye. I could tell you, the family, if I was there, I would have kicked him and punched him in the face, laid that cop out. They would have had to fight me after I knocked him out, and your family member would have been able to breathe. I tell you, from the bottom of my heart, that's how that would have been handled. End of story. Now, those of you that watch the episodes think I contradicted myself. I remember everything I said. I did say film them, because they're sure shit filming you. That's when they're pulling you over, or you're the target of the investigation, or the questioning, or whatever the hell it is that they want to call it to do whatever they're doing. Yes, film it. You have every right. When they tell you you don't, they're lying to you. I'm telling you, the Constitution says you can. There was an Uber driver in Wilmington, North Carolina, who happened to be a lawyer, and he got pulled over by a sergeant who's no longer the sergeant. Yes, that's right, we know. He pulled over an Uber driver for no reason because he was bored. And then he lied to the Uber driver, telling him he had no right to film him. The stupid sergeant didn't know the Uber driver was a lawyer. Need I say he's not a sergeant anymore? That's all I'm going to say on that. So, stay off the phones, help somebody out. You don't need to get good footage if somebody's hurt, help them out. All right? I'm not saying you need to be a paramedic or an EMT. If somebody's on the ground, the Good Samaritan law protects you. As long as you do what somebody of your level of education, knowledge, and background would have done to think that it was safe to be helpful, you're covered. That's what the law is. I literally just gave you the Good Samaritan law. If you do exactly what somebody with the similar education and training and background as you would have done, then you're clear for Good Samaritan, even if the person dies. So why are you sitting there filming a man die? Why are you watching a car burn with children in it? Back to the abuse of power. Besides political corruption, besides holding multiple offices, that happens a lot. Besides controlling who gets to run on the ballot, they do that. And besides making sure nobody runs against you, how's about, here's one to think about, how about you've been running unopposed for years in a position, somebody else who's very charismatic, very well spoken, very well dressed, very well educated, excellent public speaker, and wants to do the job because they want to do the job, and they make it publicly known that they want to run against you. And then what do? You go after and target them. You use all aspects of the government to invade their life, the IRS, federal agencies, law enforcement, so as if to ruin their life because you know they might have actually won against you in the election. That's not my America. It's like going to Vegas, and we all know Vegas, the house wins, right? But you do have a chance. So this is like going to Vegas, and the cards are counted by the dealer. You never had a chance to win. You never had a chance. Why would good people want to run for office when people come out and say they're going to run for office and they actually are qualified, charismatic, smarter than you, better looking than you, better educated than you, probably everything else better than you to begin with. Probably could kick your ass in an alley too, I'm sure. Would love to, I know. And I don't know. You want to? If anybody wanted to meet somebody in an alley, let me know. I'll help set it up. You know who you might be. There's plenty of alleyways. Don't bring a camera. We'll have a conversation. I'll buy you a cigar. Anyway, why would good people want to run for office when you destroy their life and their families? Because they want to do that. That's like running a monopoly. Antitrust. That's taking the market and not letting anybody in. That's a closed market. That's not an open market. It's not a free market. It's not open competition. It's not American. Problem is the government creates its own problem to create its own existence. I'm not advocating for anarchy, so nobody please say that I want anarchy. But the government creates its own problems and its own situations just so it has something to do and it has a job and a business. That's like being a volunteer fireman, but you get paid per call. Are you really volunteering or are you getting paid? They call it a stipend, so then you're not getting paid. It's a stipend. But you're still getting that if you show up to the fire and work. All right, that's fine. I'm okay with that. The point of where I'm going to go with that is, what happened if that volunteer stipend fireman started going out and lighting fires because he needed extra money? He's creating his own problem, so he has this government job. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that happened in Italy. They used to light fires, not on houses, but they did create bonfires, etc., on mountains and hills, just so the fire department would go out so they could get paid. It really did happen. Not in recent time, but it has happened. So my point is, the government creates its own problem. We all know, especially if you're from Jersey, the turnpike is always under construction. When have you not seen a construction vehicle on the turnpike? I can't remember when. Here's another one for my Jersey people. You want to get pissed off? I want to piss you off. Send me an email. Did you know that the toll system on the Garden State Parkway, those of you that aren't from Jersey, we have two main, we have the New Jersey Turnpike, which is 95, that comes down to Florida, and then you have the Garden State Parkway, which runs the length of New Jersey and brings you to the Jersey Shore, like Point Pleasant and Seaside Heights, etc. When the Garden State Parkway was built, they put the tolls in, and they told the taxpayer, we're not raising your tax. Some politician said, we're going to do this wonderful project and it's not going to cost you a penny because I'm not raising your taxes. Okay, you didn't raise your tax, but they put a toll on there, which, by the way, anytime you pay any money to the government, whether or not it says tax on it, it's a tax. When you get a building permit to put a gazebo in your backyard, you're being taxed. It's money you're giving to the government for nothing. They did nothing for it. Anyway, they put these toll plazas on the Garden State Parkway. These toll plazas were collecting tolls because they weren't going to raise your taxes. So the tolls were going to pay for the highway. Well, guess what? Anybody that lives in Jersey or goes there still, they still have tolls there, and the prices have quadrupled. How's that? Same highway. They're not building it. Nobody spoke up. The tolls were supposed to be there to cover the cost to build the parkway. Here's a funny one. Why do they call the Garden State Parkway a parkway when you drive on it? But when you're in your house, they call it a driveway and you park in it. Ha! There you go. I'm a little comedian too. Right? Stupid. You park in your driveway and drive on the parkway. I don't know. Probably somebody got paid for that. I don't know. Royalties? I don't know. Anyway, yes, the tolls are still there. Look it up, everyone. I said, when you come on my show and you're watching my show, have your computer, your smart phone, whatever, your tablet, connect that bad boy to your very expensive internet, and you go ahead and you fact check it, and you send me an email. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize right here, and I'll send you something, a gift. Also, good news, people, my fans, my subscribers, I got some not only giveaways, I got some special discounts for you. Cell phone discounts, service discounts, discounts on travel. I'm talking the full gamut of discounts. If it's something you need, I probably got a discount for you on it. I'm not sure how we're going to run that program yet, but I can tell you it's ready to rock and roll. So I'm not sure. Pass the word. I think I'm going to offer it to anybody that is a full subscriber to the channel and that I know that they watch the show regularly, and then they send in an email. I see that they watch the show, they send an email, and they tell me what it is that they need. We'll get them the discount. That includes services, cell phone service, cable service, computer items, whatever you need. You let me know. Gold and jewelry, whatever. We try to keep. I got a lot of people that are in different things, and they are trying to support what it is we're doing here. So they are offering me these opportunities to offer you. Some of them are very attractive. I definitely would spread the word. There's discounts. And if it's not something that I currently have access to, my promise to you, my faithful fans, is that I will find it and get it for you. I guarantee you, I challenge you to check me on that. Even cigars. Maybe Monte Cristo, here it is. Monte Cristo, maybe Monte Cristo will do something for the fans. Monte Cristo. Generally, I'm a white series people, Monte Cristo, if you're gonna send me some. But this is what was available today. Love my Monte Cristo white series Connecticut wrap and a Churchill. Love a nice long Churchill. I get a 3-hour smoke out of it. Anyway, got some giveaways. I'm building up more giveaways. If there are things that you think you would like to on giveaways, let me know. And this could be pretty much wherever you are in the country. I got some stuff in New York, some shows, etc. available. But the discount thing is very exciting. I just found out about that, and I'm eager to really do it. And I'm going to check on these things too, myself, to make sure that they're legitimate, because I would never send somebody somewhere to try a service or do anything that I put my name on that isn't quality and that isn't real. I'm not going to send you to somewhere stupid. I want to again express to you that we have an analytics team, and they check the analytics on this. We are not listing on the page accurate numbers of names and subscribers, nor the number of views and locations. That is not general public information. That being said, it's going to say X amount of views and X amount of stuff. That is not the actual analytics. I have an analytics team, people that do this as a profession, and they're collaborating with my social media as well as the venues that this show is being broadcast. It's not just being broadcast on YouTube. We're in process of getting onto another channel. So we're looking at the analytics. I want to tell you our numbers doubled yesterday. Well, just under double, I'd be lying. It was probably about 35% more. So I'm not putting that on there. This is what they told me. They don't want to do that. Our supporters, our backers, our financiers, our sponsors, they're aware of the analytics. This is industry standard. People know this. So Monte Cristo, you know this. We'll be more than happy to have my analytics team let you take a look at our analytics page at any time, 24 hours a day, what's going on. We can see demographics, how long they spend, everything. But that's not there for you. So if you come out to watch an episode and it says 500 views, I'm probably thinking it's more like 500,000. I don't know how it works, what actually is put there. Something has to go there, but it's not the same as if you had somebody posted a video on YouTube. We're an actual sponsored show, so it's different. I don't understand, so don't ask me, and I can't really answer. Look it up, how it works, analytics, I don't know. So my point is that we have a lot of people. I'm not going to send you bad products. I'm not going to give you bad giveaways. I want suggestions. Also, I'm liking this cigar. Getting a little windy. I'm gonna have to re-spark her up. Also, can I throw a pitch for this out here? I don't know. I was gonna give you a promo. If you know who you are that made this, maybe some of my fans would enjoy one of these too. Still waiting on the watches. That I got the information from Sammy Gravano. Pretty excited about that. I'll keep you informed. I'll have it on. I'm gonna start bringing things that I use too, as long as they want me to do it. And I'll tell you the things that I use. I'm a big watch person, and I'm a big fan of watches and fragrances. My wife will tell you. What do you think? I got 200 bottles of cologne? I got almost everything. If it doesn't exist, if it exists, I probably have it. If it doesn't, I'm going to get it. If you're a fragrance company, I'm your guy. I'll talk about it all day long, and I'll wear it, and I'll tell everybody about it. I'm just saying, if you want an influencer and somebody to put it out there for you, fragrance, come to me. Excuse me, I like this. A little windy out here now. But yeah, I love my fragrances, and I will tell you, I wear, and actually, I go to, no, I don't want to say the store. I would love to say the person's name, but I'm going to get permission to do that. He taught me something. It's called layering. We're going to do a little fashion conversation here now. You like my summer fedora? Like my shirt? Look at this thing here. Now we're talking right here. News stories on it. Even got a little story Al Capone on the back somewhere. Las Vegas. Some Frank Sinatra on here, Frank Sinatra show. Anyway, I went to town. I bought a whole bunch of these today. Love this fedora though. I shop at a store too. I would like to let you know about him. But let's talk a little fashion for a minute. I tell this to students too. 90% of your success in life is your presentation. Sounds stupid. But when you walk in a room, and you're gonna know I'm right, because you're gonna know you do it. You size them up. You size her up, you size him up. Ladies, you know in the first 30 seconds if you're gonna sleep with a guy. You know it, I know it. We both know it. You may not say I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in the first 30 seconds of seeing and talking to a man, in your mind, subliminally and consciously, you know if you're never going to sleep with him, you know the answer's no right away. You know it. Am I right? Right? Not to say you're going to do it, ladies, but you know when you meet some man, you know definitely never going to happen. Never going to happen. You size them up. You know in 30 seconds. If you're going to hire somebody, I know when they walk through the door if I have an interest in this person just by the way they dress, because they didn't show the proper respect coming to my interview looking like a putz. I had a boss once that told me that if you think you're neat, look at your feet. Makes a lot of sense. You can wear a $5,000 suit and a nice tie, nice fragrance, all that stuff. But if your feet look like shit and you haven't polished them in 10 years, you look like a putz. What does that say to an employer? Let me tell you what that says to an employer, an investor, an entrepreneur like myself. If I'm going to engage in an investment or a business deal with somebody, what does that say? It says two things, two major things. Number one, you didn't respect me or the deal or whatever it is we were going to enter in together. You didn't respect that situation and me enough to come dressed properly to it. That's number one. So right away I'm turned off. I wasn't good enough for you to put your Sunday shoes on that you go to church. I wasn't good enough for your good watch. I wasn't good enough for you to put a little cologne on. I wasn't good enough for you to run an iron on your shirt. Listen, especially guys, you're wearing a jacket, you just gotta iron the front at the very least. Come on. Shine your shoes, run an iron, your jacket's closed, nobody sees. Number two, what does it tell me? Number two, it tells me you're sloppy. You're sloppy. Yeah, that's what it says. You didn't take the time to get yourself properly ready for the meeting with me. What's to say when we go into business together, enter into a deal together or whatever, that when you go out and represent me or our product or our business, that you're not going to do that to them and represent us looking stupid? Or, how about this? How about attention to detail? You can't pay attention to the details of looking good. How's to say you're going to be attention to the detail when you're counting our money? Or attention to detail when you're doing the books, and then the sloppy suits come with an audit, and we're looking at an audit from the IRS because you didn't dot an I or carry the one because you're sloppy. That's what it says. So yes, 90% of where you're going to go in life is how you put yourself together and how you present yourself. The other 10%, you got to do something. We used to call this back in Jersey, we used to call them an empty suit. An empty suit fit the bill for the 90%, but he was an empty suit. He couldn't do shit. Dumb as rocks. But he looked nice. So yes, the 90% will get you in the door. It'll get you where you need to be. It'll get you the job interview. Maybe even get you the job if you can talk a line of shit. But it'll definitely get you an interview, unless if you're in certain areas where they discriminate against you or they're afraid of you. When they're afraid of you, then, you know, they force your hand to go elsewhere. But in the most part, you'll get the interview, but you have to keep the job. You have to make the deals. You have to pay the piper. You have to earn. You got to earn. Get an education, because everybody wants to look for that piece of paper. Let me tell you something else about an education. And this cigar keeps going out, and I got to tell you, Monte Cristo, that never happens. So I want people to know, Monte Cristo, this is not your fault. It's very windy on the beach here, and this particular cigar is a little on the dry side. So I want to put that out there so nobody thinks Monte Cristos have this problem. I never have to relight them, but today it's very windy and it's a little dry. Give me 1 second, please excuse me. All right. Now, a college education. Very important. Very important. I'm going to tell you why. There's some things in grade school need to be changed. We'll go all down that route. I went to Catholic school. My son's going to go to Catholic school. That's just the way it is. But anyway, college degree. This is a couple of the reasons why you need it. A couple of the big ones. Then I'm going to give you the kind of less important ones, but they're still important. Let me give you one that's kind of important. When you're in a social circle, you're at a country club, you have your fedora on, you're doing a Monte Cristo, you're sitting on the beach, or you're sitting at a country club. People talk business, they talk politics, social issues. Watch the news once in a while, people. Pay attention. One of the conversations, a lot of times, you need to be like a Renaissance man. A lot of people call me a Renaissance man. I've been called that a lot because I know a lot of things about a lot of different things, because I read and I study. I can hold a conversation on just about any topic. I truly can. I'm not bragging. If you don't believe me, call me out on it. Call me out on it. Challenge me, and I'll show you I can. Now don't get stupid and let's talk about finite math or something. Yes, I can do a 5-minute conversation on you with that, but that's not a conversation. But if you want to talk about the Roman Empire, you want to talk about Eric the Great, you want to talk about the Persians, you want to talk about politics in America, you want to talk about the government, you want to talk about the tax code, you want to talk about the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, the Gettysburg Address, you want to talk about the Magna Carta, which nobody probably knows what that is. That's from that's the British paperwork. I'll talk about it with you. You want to talk about entertainment? I'll talk about it. You want to talk about movies? I will. Music? I'll do it. What do you want to talk about? I can do it. You get that. Art. I took extra art classes in college so I can talk in the social crowd about Van Gogh. He cut his ear off. I know that. I know a little bit of the story that his brother bought the paintings from him, and he was thinking he was selling the paintings, but he was really losing his mind. His brother was buying the paintings from him, but he's really just giving him money. It was a handout. And sadly, though, the brother threw out most of those paintings. Some people picked them up off the street. Unbelievable. Anyway, Starry Night, one of my favorite. I personally have scenes from Italian Cafe at home. Next show, you'll probably see it on my wall. Anyway, that's a reason to go to school. The other reason is people talk about, one of the first things you start talking when you meet somebody, what kind of work you do, where you from, where'd you go to school. Well, if you can't answer those questions, you're already on the not competitive level. What happens when that conversation, you're at a table and you're talking to 3 other people and you don't have the degree? You know, it does put you at a disadvantage. It changes the tone of the conversation amongst everybody, because then everybody doesn't want to hurt your feelings, so everybody kind of changes the tone. Things don't happen now that were going to happen organically because the minds are coming together. They may not happen now because you didn't have that paper. Another main reason, it tells an employer that you got up every day. You spent 4 years at an institution of higher learning that nobody forced you to do. You paid for it. Probably have debt. You were given a set of tasks for each class, and you completed those tasks in a timely manner and scored a sufficient enough job performance to earn a grade of passing on each course of 128 credits worth to get a degree. That tells an employer you're dedicated, that you can start something, you can do it timely, you can finish it up to standard, and that you're dedicated and you have a purpose. That's why you go to school. Now, I think I talked too much today. Monte Cristo, here it is. I spent too much time. I'm on the beach. I got some business to attend to after this, a couple meetings. So we're not going to do viewer mail today. We're going to get to that. Email me. Email me about the discounts and the freebies. Let's tone it up. We got to get our song going out here. We got to put it a little louder because of the beach. Let me know what you thought about my beach episode. I think it's good. You know why? Because it's my life. My life.
That's life.
I paid for this beach.
That's what all the people say.
Let me know if you want me to start talking more about fashion too. I'll start wearing different fragrances, different watches, different things like that. You let me know. I'm your friend. I mean that. I'm loyal. When you email me, we'll talk. I hope to hear from you. Follow me, subscribe, tell your friends. I want to see you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the beautiful weather no matter where you are. Love your family. Love them, your family. Love yourself. Don't let anybody tell you you're nothing. Because if they tell you that, they're nothing. You're something. We're out.